Okay. Today we're going to look at a new topic that is MFRS 119 Employees Benefit. As you have gone through the slide that I share with you, that will involve lots of reading because the slide contain of notes, okay, or a summary from the standard actually. Okay, so what you can do is there are certain slides that you're going to come back again as part of your reference. And there is certain slide that I will go through in this video. Okay, meaning that I'm not going to go through all the slide one by one. Okay, because certain slide only require you to go through and read, or it actually form part of reference that you will come again later on. Okay, so on top of this slide, okay, I also give you a list of definition that you might want to refer to as well along the process. Okay, so this definition is a compilation of definition that you have. Okay, so this one you may want to refer to it from time to time. Okay, so now we move on to the slide. Okay, for employees benefit, MFRS 119. Okay, what is employees benefit? It is a MFRS 119 employees benefit prescribe the accounting and disclosure requirement by employers on employees benefit. Okay, so before you may want to come back to this slide when you know what is actually employees benefit. Okay, so employees benefit is I go to example of employees benefit supaya you boleh nampak what are we talking about. Okay, so if we have categories of employees benefit, we have 4 categories of employees benefit. One is a short-term employees benefit, both monetary and non-monetary. Post employees benefit, others long-term benefit, and number 3 category number 4 is termination benefit. Okay, so what is actually all this benefit is basically, okay, is basically benda yang is you known already. Okay, kalau short term employees benefit ni adalah benefit yang you dapat kalau you jadi pekerja lah. Okay, pekerja of a company, what you will get in a short term period. Short term means employees benefit which fall due wholly within 12 months. So kalau you tengok example, you know what is actually meant by employees benefit. So example of short term, wages, salary, betul lah kan, because wages you dapat on monthly basis. So contribution also on monthly basis. So this is monetary. Okay, you may also have employees benefit like cuti, right? Okay, cuti. Why we call it employees benefit? Because if you have annual leave, memang you tak akan dapat duit, tapi you dibenarkan untuk tidak bekerja pada masa yang sama, you dapat gaji juga kan in your total salary. So that is from employee's point of view. Kalau you kerja, this is the benefit yang you akan dapat. Okay, but from the company point of view, okay, this is the benefit that they need to provide to their employees. Okay, sometimes they have bonus, they have profit sharing, or they also have non-monetary benefit. Non-monetary is bukan tak ada duit. For the company, it involving cost, but for the employees, dia tak dapat duit dalam bentuk benefit lah. Contoh, sometimes bila you kerja at a certain company, you dapat kereta company. Okay, so you dapat that kind of employees benefit. So this benefit is short-term employees benefit. So that what is actually meant by employees benefit that we talk here. But when we talk about employees benefit according to MFRS 119, we are actually looking from the entity's point of view. Okay, jangan tengok employees benefit ni bila you bekerja. Okay, memanglah you akan terima, tapi bila you bekerja, you tak perlu nak buat provision and so on. Okay, but from entity or the company point of view, they need to take some consideration, okay, for this employees benefit. Okay. So short term employees benefit is simple when you have but dia within 12 months. Okay, what is the issue within 12 months? The issue is dia tak melangkau daripada satu tahun perakaunan ke tahun perakaunan yang lain. So isu dia tak ada sangat lah. Paling-paling tidak pun you ada accrued wages, tapi accrued wages pun sebulan 2 bulan macam tu je lah. Okay. The issue that we're going to focus in employees benefit topic is more on post-employment benefit. Okay, so post-employment benefit ni apa? That's why you need your list of definition. Okay, so what is post-employment benefit according to the definition? Okay, post-employment benefit other than termination is payable after the completion of the employment. Okay, payable after the completion of employment. What does that mean? It means that walaupun orang tu dah tak bekerja dengan syarikat tu, tapi dia masih dapat bayaran. For example, pencen, that is among the example. Okay, pencen kadang-kadang orang dapat duit ganjaran kan, bila you berhenti kerja, you dapat certain amount of cash macam KWSP, something like that. Okay, so that what is meant by post-employment benefit. Okay, what is mean? You akan bayar, you meaning that syarikat company akan bayar kepada employee selepas tamat tempoh pekerjaan dia. Okay, maknanya kalau pencen, okay, orang pencen umur 55 ada certain amount of benefit yang dia akan bagi. Okay. So when we focus on post-employment benefit, there are two types of post-employment benefit. One is defined contribution plan. The other one is defined benefit plan. Okay, what is defined contribution plan? Defined contribution plan is where the employer's legal or construction obligation is limited to the amount that the employer agree to contribute to the fund. Okay, easy example is KWSP. Okay, so kalau you ada, kalau your parents, mak ataupun ayah you bekerja, mungkin you boleh tanya dia, adakah kalau dia kerja kerajaan, you mungkin boleh tanya dia, adakah dia ambil skim pencen ataupun kekal dengan KWSP. Kalau mak ayah you kerja swasta, then you boleh tanya dia, ada tak mencarum untuk KWSP. So when we talk about defined contribution plan, it's more on KWSP. What that is meant by defined contribution plan is where the company define berapa yang dia perlu sumbangkan kepada KWSP. Okay, maknanya dia akan sumbangkan, katakanlah majikan akan sumbang setiap bulan 5%. Jadi contribution dia tu tetap 5%. So that what is meant by defined contribution plan. So in this case, when you have defined contribution plan, berapa employees akan dapat bila dia tamat tempoh pekerjaan, bergantung kepada fund tu lah. Maknanya bergantung kepada macam mana KWSP mengurus. Okay, that's why gain or risk of losses are borne by employees. Okay, because the company dah pun menjalankan obligation dia dengan mencarum. Okay. Macam mana KWSP menguruskan berapa keuntungan dia dapat adalah bergantung kepada KWSP ataupun KWSP itu adalah one of the example of the institution that that what we call manage the fund. Okay, so the amount of benefit retiring employees will receive is unknown at the start. It depends on the economic condition. It depends on how the institution manage the investment well. So, yang jelas for the company is berapa contribution dia. Okay. As compared, so contribution for the journal entry for defined contribution it will be debit staff cost, credit cash, cash equivalent or provision. Okay, meaning that every month when the company pay to KWSP, they just debit debit expenses or staff cost, credit amount of cash, amount yang dia bayar. So of course, since it's expenses, it will give rise to accrued and also prepayment. Okay. Defined contribution plan dia tak ada masalah sangat sebab company just bayar pengurusan contribution plan tu adalah diserahkan kepada syarikat. Okay, what we need to focus further will be on defined benefit plan. Okay, so what is defined benefit plan? It is where the employee is guaranteed a specific amount of benefit that will be receivable by the employees. Okay, it could be a lump sum payment such as gratuity or periodic payment such as pension. Okay, the obligation to provide the agreed benefit are borne by the entity. So this is macam government servant, okay, like me myself. I know that when I enter the job, at the end of my service, I will receive pension. Walaupun saya dah tak bekerja, I will receive pension. I will receive also a lump sum amount of payment known as gratuity. Kalau ikutkan gratuity ni mungkin datang daripada tempoh saya bekerja tu saya tak ambil cuti. Okay, so saya boleh bawa cuti ke tahun hadapan. So this is lump sum amount. Okay, so defined benefit plan is a situation where the benefit are defined in advance. When I enter the job, I already know that I will have this opportunity. Saya akan dapat pension, saya akan dapat gratuity. So that's what is meant by defined benefit plan. So employer contribute to the plan over the period of employment to meet the defined benefit in future. It involves substantial use of estimate based on actuarial assumption. The employer is legally bound by the ultimate amount payable for retiring employee. So that is another difference between defined contribution plan and defined benefit plan. If defined contribution plan, the entity does not bear the risk. However, for defined benefit plan, the entity or the employee is legally bound to make the payment. Okay, so this one you might want to refer to it later on. Okay, sebab kalau saya present ni dia macam saya baca je lah. So, since saya baca, why not you baca, lebih kurang sama je. Okay, but you can come back to this when you do the tutorial question or after I complete the illustration. Okay, so I just explain. Okay, if you the concept of it, okay, the concept of defined benefit plan is like, okay, this is the new employees, for example of one new employees. Kalau you tengok, dia join the company 2020. Katakanlah dia already have the offer of defined benefit plan. Maknanya bila dia enter dalam kita punya kalau kita masuk kerja kan kita kena sign kontrak ataupun terimalah dengan apa-apa tawaran yang syarikat dah beri. So when you sign, you know what is your defined benefit plan, ataupun kita tahu biasanya kalau kerajaan ada pencen, kalau swasta ada duit ganjaran sebab ganti kan, sebab ataupun kalau you masuk swasta you akan dapat duit KWSP for example. So when you join, katakanlah dia akan dapat pencen. Okay, 2020 when you join, you tahu that you akan pencen katakanlah 2040. So you akan kerja selama 20 tahun. Kira lah dia masuk umur 35 katakan. So 35, 45, 55 dia pun pencen. So when you have defined benefit plan, when you join, you already know that you're going to have certain amount of compensation, or you already know that at the end of your service, you will have certain amount of monetary benefit. Okay. So obligation to entity arise when the defined benefit plan is offered to or agreed with the employees in 2020. So once the employee enter the company know that they will have the obligation to make the payment. Okay. And the employees, when they join, they know that at the end of the year, they will receive a certain amount of employment benefit. Okay, so dia tahu kat sini. Defined benefit plan is made known in advance. Okay, so masa dia join, dia tahu dah 2020 dia akan receive certain amount of benefit. Okay. So in term of recording, kita tengok betul-betul bila company take okay, sebelumnya ni, okay, bila company akan bayar kepada these employees, the company will pay 20 years in future. Dia belum bayar lagi kan? When the company will pay, the company will only pay in 2040. So dia obligation, dia mesti bayar at the end of 2040. Apa-apa benefit yang dijanjikan dia kena sediakan lah. That's why we have obligation. But the obligation will only be settled or paid like 20 years in the future. Betul? Kan? Sebab you tak akan bayar sekarang. You going to settle in the future. So what does the company did is, takkan dia nak tunggu tak buat apa-apa for 20 years. Okay, so what does the company did is, the company will have a plan asset. Okay. So what is a plan asset? Dia macam simpan sikit-sikit lah, lebih kurang. Kalau nak faham, mudah faham, contohnya dia simpan sikit-sikit macam menabung lah. Okay. Plan asset comprised of asset held by a long-term employees benefit fund. Fund kan, simpan. Okay, so disimpan sikit-sikit daripada seorang masuk 2020, kita tahu dalam masa 20 tahun, kita kena bayar dia something. So kita simpan sikit-sikit. So what the company simpan sikit-sikit ni, we call it as plan asset. Obligation is something that the company will pay in the future. So actually yang ni adalah asset company, yang ni akan jadi obligation. Maknanya kita simpan sikit-sikit in our plan asset sampai masa 20 tahun, harapnya kita cukup untuk bayar our obligation. Secara konsepnya macam tu lah. Okay. Faham tak? Tapi you kena ingat, when you are in a company, you akan record every end of accounting period. Okay, kan? Every end of accounting period, you need to know berapa duit kita. Okay, contoh berapa plan asset kita. Dan pada masa yang sama, berapa obligation. Katakanlah contoh, 2025, okay, 2025 after 5 years. Okay, after 5 years, we want to know, we start our investment in plan asset. Kita simpan sikit-sikit dalam plan asset tadi. After 5 years, we need to know. Sepatutnya kita buat every year. Yang ni saya contohkan dengan selepas 5 years, we want to know what is the value of our plant asset. What is the value of our plant asset? Will our plant asset for 2025 enough to cover our obligation for the period of 5 years also? Okay, sebab obligation ni maknanya since the employees already work for 5 years, maknanya dia dah layak untuk terima bayaran for 5 years also. So we need to know cukup tak duit kita to pay for the obligation for the same period. So because of that, that's why we want to calculate the present value of obligation. We also calculate the fair value of plant asset. Nampak tak kenapa yang ni kita panggil present value? Sebab dia adalah daripada masa hadapan, bayaran akan dibuat di masa hadapan, tapi kita nak tahu masa sekarang berapa nilai dia. That's why we find it present value. Okay, for the plant asset, make sure you don't confuse FV is not future, it's fair value. So what is fair value? Fair value ni harga semasa. Katakanlah plant asset ni kita beli, katakanlah bangunan. Contoh katakanlah sampai 20 tahun, katakanlah seorang pekerja masuk, kita melabur dengan beli bangunan for example. So selepas 20 tahun, kalau kita jual bangunan tu, boleh bayar tak obligation? Itulah lebih kurang maksudnya. So pada tahun 2025, we want to know it's not future value but it's fair value of the fund asset. So based on this understanding, maknanya when one employee join in, if the company has a defined benefit plan, dia akan wujudkan satu plan asset, seumpama tabungan untuk dia membayar obligation ataupun liability dia. So benda ni ada dua-dua lah. Dalam defined benefit plan, dia ada plan asset dan juga obligation related to the defined benefit plan. So ini memang kita kena kira dua-dua lah. Okay. So when you calculate your present value of obligation, present value of obligation of course awal tahun, akhir tahun. During the year, you may also incur interest cost ataupun ada cost lah sebab mungkin you menabung ataupun you beli bangunan dengan liability, pinjam duit. So bila you pinjam, you incur cost. Okay, current service pula adalah servis mengurus. Siapa nak urus fund tu? So ini adalah benda-benda yang you akan masukkan dalam pengiraan. What is benefit paid? Benefit paid is yang you bayar kepada pekerja that already complete their employment. Okay, because you must remember ini contoh untuk seorang sahaja. You may also have banyak ramai kan 2020 masuk seorang, 2021 masuk seorang lagi. So dia setiap seorang ni tempoh masa tempoh masa kerja dia adalah berbeza-beza. Maksudnya tempoh macam yang ni dia pencen 2025, ada yang akan pencen ataupun tamat tempoh pekerjaan 2030. So setiap satu tu tabung dia, tabung yang sama. Fund tu adalah fund yang sama. Tapi untuk mengurus pekerja yang dengan butiran yang berbeza-beza. Itu that is the actual scenario of real life lah kan. Okay. So we have, okay, so you can read this. Fair value of plant asset tu datang daripada mana? Ini pula the present value. Okay, saya just terangkan kenapa kita panggil present value because the payment or the obligation is made in the future. Okay. Fair value is we want to know kalau kita nak jual tu dapat berapa banyak duit kita. The concept of fair value. Okay, and then we have this actuarial gain and also actuarial loss. You can read from here also. Okay. Okay, this one is you may want to refer to it later on, but you need to go through this. Okay, you need to go through this at least once. Okay, so we have let's go to illustration. One of the illustrations so that you will be able to see how to use the calculation here, okay, in order for you to recognize or show in your financial statement. Okay, so before we go to illustration, okay, I just repeat back what is mentioned here. Okay, this is the journal entry. Okay, so this is the accounting for defined benefit plan. So defined benefit plan, it gives rise to obligation. Okay, present value okay. Defined benefit plan, it gives rise to present value of obligation. And ada juga current service cost lah. Sebab nak mengurus tu mesti ada cost here. And it give rise to fair value of the plan. Okay, and from PV of obligation or fair value of the plan, you will come across actuarial gain or loss. Okay, you need to consider also past service cost. Okay, since it involves actuarial computation, so there is some calculation that you need to do to make some adjustment. Among the adjustment that you need to make is the past service cost. What is meant by actuarial computation? Because ada beberapa perkara yang kita cuma anggarkan sahaja. Contoh, because it happen in the future. Okay, kita cuma anggarkan saja berapa pulangan pelaburan kita. Tapi bila sebenarnya lain pula. Macam sekarang. Mungkin tahun lepas you anggarkan 2020 ada kemajuan. You mungkin anggarkan percentage pulangan pelaburan untuk fair value of the plan. Contohnya, you mungkin anggarkan dia tinggi. Tapi bila masuk 2020, kita ada isu COVID-19 pula. So mungkin you kena make some adjustment to your forecasting. So that's why according to MFRS 116, you need to have an actuarial professional. Okay, actuary ni ada satu pekerjaan dia, actuaries. Ataupun kalau kita belajar dalam bidang pengajian, dia ada actuarial science. Dia lebih kurang forecasting lah, lebih kurang macam tu. Macam nak anggarkan what is the fair value. Tapi dilakukan secara profesional lah. Okay, sebab kita nak kira yang terbaik mungkin lah. Berapakah present value obligation and also fair value obligation so that we can have minimizing actuarial loss, for example. Okay. Sebab you kena ingat semua ni bergantung kepada anggaran lah. Buat masa sekarang banyak perkara bergantung kepada anggaran because the payment, the obligation is going to be made sometime in the future. Okay, so again, ini yang benda yang kena buat. You kena cari present value of obligation. You kena dapatkan current service cost. Lepas tu satu lagi pengiraan. You kena kira fair value of plan. Bila you dah kira dua benda ni, you akan dapat actuarial gain and loss. Kalau ada past service cost, you kena take this into consideration also. Kalau you tak tahu okay, apa tu past service cost, you pun tengoklah dekat. Okay, kalau tak pasti, you tengoklah dekat definition. That's why saya asingkan satu untuk definition. Okay, so we continue with illustration. So in the illustration, I try to talk to you, okay, through the comments. So make sure dia kena mesti ada comment. Macam mana you buka comment ni, you pergi pada review. It must be final show markup. Okay, sebabnya kalau kita tak tutup, kalau kita tak show markup, dia akan jadi macam ni. Dia akan tak ada apa-apa kan. Okay, so it must always be show markup. Okay, sorry, final with markup. Okay. So, question. Okay, Mimi Berhad. Ni baca. Okay, define the amount, determine the amount defined benefit asset or liability to be disclosed in the face of statement of financial position. Okay. So yang ni, because you must know in term of recognition, what do you show in your statement of profit or loss? Sebab dia belum melibatkan pembayaran yang berlaku kan. So what do you show? Notes dekat sini. Okay. What is disclosed in statement of financial position is only the difference between present value of obligation and fair value of plant asset. You bandingkan obligation dengan asset. Kalau obligation lebih besar, nilai tersebut akan berada bawah liability. Kalau asset lebih besar, plant asset lebih besar daripada present value of obligation, dia akan masuk dalam asset. Okay. Kita tak tulis satu-satu, kita tak tulis asset, kita tak tulis plant asset, kita tak tulis obligation, kita tulis net amount sahaja. Okay, because of that, when the question asks you determine the amount of defined benefit asset or liability to be disclosed, so what on 31st December, so what you do, you just compare present value of obligation, tarikh 31 kan, present value of obligation compare with fair value of plant asset. So what do we have? 31 December is stated that as at 31st December, the present value of the deferred obligation 20,500,000, fair value of the plant asset on this date 20,950,000. Kalau you banding macam ni, you can see that asset lagi besar kan. So when you compare it, you will get retirement benefit asset 450. So maknanya dia akan berada bawah asset. However, ingat kat sini nota ada maklum. But if it give rise to asset, there are certain things that you need to check. You need to check for asset shielding. Okay, where asset shielding is the defined asset is carried at no more than its recoverable amount. Sama ada dia specifically cakap asset ceiling ataupun kalau recoverable amount pun sama. Dia konsep when you do your fair value. Okay. So however, in this question, it stated that, okay, in this question, it stated that the present value of future academic benefit of this plan is 400. Maknanya, kalau dalam pengiraan you ni, benefit asset dia banyak mana pun, tapi yang sebenarnya yang you akan dapat cuma 400,000. So, because of that, kita tak boleh record sebagai 4,5 lah. Okay, sebab you tahu, you cuma akan dapat 400 saja. Okay, so since you have present value of future economic benefit is only 400, so you need to have 400,000. Okay, only show 400,000 as your retirement benefit asset. Okay, retirement benefit asset cannot be more than shilling. Okay. If retirement benefit asset sahaja, kalau obligation ataupun liability tak ada masalah. Asset shilling then need to adjust write down to asset shilling. Okay, katakanlah write down maknanya 400,500 tak boleh tunjuk 400,500, perlu tunjuk 400 sahaja. Okay. So again, what we are doing here, okay, when you calculate defined benefit asset or liability in the statement of financial position, yang you perlu ingat adalah dia cuma akan keluar ataupun ditunjukkan sebagai asset ataupun liability. So you kena bandingkan present value of obligation, bandingkan dengan fair value of plan, tengok yang mana lebih besar. Kalau obligation besar dan dia akan jadi liability, satu nilai je lah. Kalau asset besar, then it will be asset. Faham tak? Maksudnya dalam statement of financial position kita tu tak perlu ada bawah liability, tak perlu ada bawah asset. Kita just tunjuk net amount sahaja dalam sama ada asset ataupun obligation. Maksudnya tak perlu ialah you tunjuk bawah liability 20,500,000 and then bawah asset you tunjuk buat lagi sekali 20,950,000. Tak, you just tunjuk net amount dia. Okay, sebab kalau you tak boleh tunjuk biasanya you tak tunjuk ni sebab dia akan macam misleading. Nanti you punya balance sheet tu ataupun financial position tu menunjukkan nilai yang besar tapi net dia kecil je. Okay. Next, how do you calculate? The question asks you to compute the amount of actuarial gain or loss on the present obligation and fair value of plant asset for the year end. Yang ni macam yang kita tunjuk kat sini, ia adalah melibatkan dua pengiraan. PV obligation pun kena kira, FV plan asset pun kena kira. Daripada dua pengiraan ni, you akan dapat sama ada actuarial gain or actuarial loss. Okay. So, you boleh kira based on the question. You kira dulu PV of obligation. So, you tengok daripada soalan tu, present value. Okay, you tengok daripada soalan tu, present value. Okay. Mari kita cuba melihat pada soalan. Nampak tak ada soalan. Buka balik semula. So, you tengok soalan You look at your question. Okay, present value of obligation awal tahun kan. At the beginning of the year, 80 million. Interest rate cost. Okay, maknanya cost kena termasuk dalam obligation lah. 5% given. So this information is provided in the question. Okay. So I already include definition for you to refer. Okay, look at current service cost, which is the increase in the present value of the defined benefit obligation resulting from employee's service in the current period. Okay, and past service, which is in the change of present value of the defined benefit obligation for employee service in the prior period. Sebab you mungkin anggar, katakanlah tahun ni you anggar dia sebagai current period, but next year dia akan jadi past cost. Okay, current cost, past cost. Mungkin masa you anggar ni, you anggar tahun ni ataupun yang you anggar tu terlebih ataupun terkurang, you kena adjust balik dalam past cost. Okay. And then you have your benefit paid from the question also. If you realize benefit paid in your PV of obligation and benefit paid in your fair value is actually benda yang sama sebab dia merujuk kepada jumlah same amount to the one less in the obligation because it paid to the same group of obligation. So benefit paid you akan tolak daripada obligation dan juga you akan tolak daripada plan asset. Okay. So this one you get from the calculation. Okay, this is expected based on the calculation. And then present value of obligation, this is the amount that you get from the question. Okay, jadi actuarial loss or actuarial gain datangnya daripada pengiraan. Okay, note actuarial loss of 1.1 million arise from the difference between expected PV of obligation and the present value, the PV of obligation at the end of the year. Faham tak maksudnya? You masukkan yang ini dulu, barulah you dapat your actuarial loss. Okay, bukannya sebab actuarial loss ni missing figure adalah perbandingan antara expected and also present value of obligation. So this is how you refer to your slide. Okay, actuarial. Okay, lepas tu kita kena rujuk balik. Okay, ada tak nota pasal actuarial gain or loss? You akan tengok, okay, this is the note. If present value of obligation at the end of the year is more than expected, it gives rise to actuarial loss. Okay. So that's how you should use your slide. The slide yang saya tak baca ataupun tak rujuk dalam lecture, itu cara dia you guna. Macam kalau you jumpa soalan, ni nak buat macam mana, baru you pergi pada slide. Okay. So in here, I guide you on how to do your tutorial question. Okay, so from here you get your actuarial loss. You kena kira juga fair value of plant asset. So you buat yang sama. Okay, this is lebih kurang macam what you add, what you less. Actuarial gain also come from the different. So in here, bukan actuarial gain. You compare. Bila you compare expected, okay, bila you compare expected fair value of asset is more than expected, give rise to actuarial gain. Okay, maknanya actuarial gain ni terwujud selepas you compare. Ingat betul-betul sebab kalau you tengok words tu ataupun you tak tengok video, mungkin dia akan keliru lah. Okay, actuarial gain 3.73 arise from the difference between expected fair value of plant asset and fair value of plant asset at the end of the year. So saya pun masukkan juga nota just in case you do not look in the video. Okay. So kita akan ada dua, satu actuarial loss, satu actuarial gain. So what do you do with this? The gain and loss of the year are net up to arrive at a net gain or loss and recognized in other comprehensive income. Okay. So kalau soalan tu tanya what do you do? You net lah. So dalam ni gain lagi besar kan? Loss 1.1, net gain 3.73. So you show in your other comprehensive income is the net amount. Okay. So this is I just give you the suggested solution for T. So hopefully you go through slowly this topic. Okay. Again, the guidance should be the video, and then you can try with the tutorial question 2 and also 3 to see whether you can do the question, or apart from doing the question, to see whether you can follow the process of doing employees benefit. Okay, so hopefully this video will assist you. Okay, so thank you.